Imagine yourself transported back in time, standing on a sun-drenched Greek hillside. You're surrounded by the fragrant aroma of wild plants, the gentle rustling of leaves, and the faint, echoing sounds of voices from a bygone era. The food of the ancient Greeks is far more than just simple meals. It's a captivating window, a portal, if you will, to understanding their world, their beliefs, and their daily lives. Their food tells intricate stories about their relationship with the land, the bounty it provided, what they deeply believed about the world and the gods, and just how remarkably clever and resourceful they were in utilizing what they had. This ingenuity and resourcefulness profoundly shaped their culture, leaving an indelible mark that still significantly affects us today. Food was revered as a sacred gift, believed to be bestowed upon them by the gods themselves, a powerful symbol of hospitality and an integral part of any special social event or gathering. The very essence of the Greek land, its rocky ground, its seemingly endless coastlines, and the life-giving, ever-present bright sun, fundamentally shaped and dictated what they ate and how they cultivated their food. They skillfully transformed olives into precious oil and carefully cultivated grapes into the wine that fueled their celebrations and social gatherings. Immersing ourselves in their food culture is akin to discovering the very origins, the humble beginnings, of what we now recognize as the renowned Mediterranean diet, a dietary approach that continues to be celebrated and highly regarded for its numerous health benefits today. So let's pull up a chair, imagine ourselves seated at their ancient table, eat together as they did, and rediscover the enduring human connection that naturally arises from the simple act of sharing a meal with one another. Their world, in its physical form, might be ancient and weathered by time, but the fundamental human need for nourishment, community, and connection through food remains universally relevant and timeless. History, with all its richness and complexity, lives on vividly in the familiar tastes and evocative smells that have been carefully passed down through countless generations. A delicious and deeply meaningful tradition, patiently waiting to be rediscovered and savored once again. The daily rhythm of life in ancient Greece was deeply intertwined with their meals. As the sun rose over the Aegean Sea, ancient Greek mornings started with akratisma, a light and simple repast to begin the day. This wasn't a lavish affair, but rather a practical way to fuel up for the day's activities. Akratisma typically consisted of a simple meal of barley bread dipped in wine. To add a touch of sweetness or savoriness, this might be accompanied sometimes with figs or olives, depending on the season and availability. As the day progressed, lunch or ariston provided a midday sustenance. It was generally a quick, easy snack designed to be consumed without much fuss. This often included more bread, perhaps with a bit of goat cheese, and of course olives, a staple of the Greek diet. Other common additions were salted fish, providing a source of protein, or raw vegetables, offering freshness and vital nutrients. Given the demands of daily life, ariston was often eaten while walking or while engaged in other activities. The main meal, deipnon, held a special significance. It was eaten at sunset with family, marking the end of the day's labors and a time for connection. At the heart of deipnon was mostly maza, a barley porridge, a simple but nourishing dish that formed the base of many meals. To enhance the flavor and nutritional value, cooks would enrich the maza with lentils, beans, a variety of seasonal vegetables, and occasionally fish. Meat was a luxury and therefore rare for most people, reserved for special occasions and celebrations. Instead, fish and beans were the main sources of protein, providing essential nutrients for strength and vitality. In all meals, from the simplest breakfast to the most elaborate dinner, the three main Mediterranean foods, grains, olives, and grapes, were ever present, reflecting the agricultural foundation of their society. These three elements were not just food, they were cultural symbols, deeply woven into the fabric of their lives, and were the most important parts of their diet. Olive oil, derived from the abundant olive groves, was very important. It was used for cooking, adding flavor to dishes, and preserving food for longer periods. Beyond the kitchen, it served as a versatile resource, even as a skin lotion, protecting against the harsh Mediterranean sun. These simple, healthy foods, combined with an active lifestyle, kept Greek civilization going for hundreds of years, fueling their achievements in philosophy, art, and democracy. Their meals showed they ate in moderation, avoiding excess and waste, used what they had wisely, respecting the natural cycles of the seasons, and had deep respect for the land that provided for them. The ancient Greek table was simple, reflecting a lifestyle grounded in practicality and resourcefulness. But it set the stage for a cooking tradition that still exists, a testament to the enduring appeal of simple, wholesome ingredients. Even today, their way of eating inspires how we eat and live, reminding us of the importance of balance, simplicity, and a deep connection to the food we consume. Most ancient Greeks lived on barley bread, beans, and garden vegetables. Simple, the same every day, and filling. Protein was hard to find for the poor. Small fish, snails, and more beans filled the gap, while red meat was a rare treat. The rich, on the other hand, ate fancy wheat bread, fresh fish, spices from other places, and meat often, roasted pig, goat, and wild birds. Their tables had desserts sweetened with honey, many kinds of fruit, and fancy pottery. Food clearly showed who was important. The poor ate to survive, the rich for fun and to show off. Even how the food looked was different. Clay bowls for the poor, fancy dishes for the rich. The difference between simple food and big feasts showed the social divide. In ancient Greece, what you ate really showed who you were. The difference in diets tells the story of a society that was both clever and unequal. The fireplace was the most important part of every Greek home, a simple fire for grilling, boiling, and stewing. Cooks used bronze or clay pots, sticks for roasting, and many kinds of pots and pans for everything from soups to pancakes. Shared ovens baked bread with crispy crusts, while small clay ovens handled cakes and pies. Tools like bowls for crushing food, pestles, and knives were very important for turning basic ingredients into meals. Greek cooking celebrated the natural tastes of fresh ingredients: olive oil, garlic, onions, and herbs like oregano and thyme. Vinegar and lemon added a fresh taste. Honey brought sweetness. The goal was to make the taste of the earth and sea better, not to hide it. Their cooking idea was simple: let the ingredients taste great on their own. Ancient Greek kitchens were simple but clever, setting the stage for Mediterranean cooking. Their ways and flavors are still at the heart of Greek cooking today. The art of their kitchen was in its simplicity and respect for nature. The Symposium, a cornerstone of ancient Greek social life, was considered the best Greek party, an exclusive gathering just for men to enjoy food, fostering camaraderie and intellectual exchange in a relaxed setting. These events were more than just simple get-togethers. They were carefully curated experiences. Wine, the lifeblood of any good symposium, and talking, covering everything from philosophy to politics. It was a space for free thought and the exploration of ideas. Dinner started the evening, with guests reclining comfortably on couches and enjoying fancy dishes, a display of culinary artistry. Roasted meats, seasoned with exotic spices, seafood, fresh from the Aegean Sea, and sweet cheesecakes, drizzled with honey and adorned with fruits. After eating, the focus moved to wine, always mixed with water in a large bowl, a practice believed to temper its effects, never drunk straight, ensuring a balance between revelry and reason. A leader of the party, known as the Symposiarch, set the mood, guiding how fast and strong the drinks were, maintaining a convivial atmosphere. These gatherings were about more than drinking. They were places for discussions, where ideas were debated and philosophies were born, poetry recited with passion and skill, and music filling the air with enchanting melodies. Religious festivals brought the whole community together, transcending social barriers and uniting people in shared devotion, often with animal sacrifices, offered to appease the gods and ensure their blessings. The meat from the sacrifice was shared, a symbol of unity and divine favor, making social bonds stronger and offering rare feasts for everyday people, a welcome break from their usual fare. Festival tables were overflowing with detailed dishes, a testament to the culinary skills of the time. Fish baked in fig leaves imparting a subtle earthy flavor, stuffed birds, plump and juicy, savory pies filled with meats and vegetables, and honey cakes, a sweet ending to a grand meal. These celebrations were full of exciting sights, a feast for the eyes, sounds, the rhythmic beat of drums and the sweet melodies of flutes, and tastes, a symphony of flavors that delighted the palate, moments of joy and indulgence in lives that were otherwise simple, offering a temporary escape from the hardships of daily life. Feasts connected Greeks to their gods and to each other, reinforcing their shared identity and beliefs, mixing traditions passed down through generations, fun, laughter, and community, strengthening the bonds that held society together. Special occasions were a very important uniting force in Greek society, fostering a sense of belonging and shared heritage. Many ancient Greek flavors are still common today. Olives and olive oil, the liquid gold of both the past and present. Feta cheese, made from goats and sheep's milk, is a direct relative of ancient cheeses, still enjoyed with bread or vegetables. Dishes like lentil soup, fakes, and grilled skewers, souvlaki, have old roots and are loved comfort foods. Honey, nuts, and sesame seeds sweetened cakes like plakous, the ancestor of baklava. These lasting foods connect us to the daily lives of Plato and Pericles. Every bite is a taste of history, linking our tables to theirs. The fact that these flavors continue shows how much people still love them. When we enjoy these foods, we're part of a tradition that goes back thousands of years. Not all ancient Greek dishes would taste good to people today. Spartans famously ate melazomos, black soup made from pig's legs, blood, salt, and vinegar, valued for making you tough, not for its taste. Wealthy Greeks enjoyed dormice, made fat in special jars and roasted with honey and poppy seeds, a true sign of wealth. The Greeks were adventurous with seafood, enjoying sea urchins, shellfish, squid, and octopus, often prepared with clever ways. Nothing from the sea was wasted. Their knowledge of sea life was huge. Garum, a fermented fish sauce, added a rich, savory taste to countless dishes, an ancient version of modern sauces. Made from fish and salt, garum's strong taste was valued, much like fish sauces in Asia today. These unusual foods show a refined, curious taste. The Greeks looked for strong, complex flavors, not just simple food to survive. Their daring in cooking still surprises and inspires. Wine was very important in Greek life. A daily drink, a social tradition, and a gift from Dionysus. Greeks always mixed wine with water, seeing it as a sign of being civilized. Drinking it straight was seen as wild. Water quality was very important, with valued springs and public fountains at the heart of city life. For daily thirst, water was essential. Wine was for meals and gatherings. Other drinks included kykeon, a barley-based drink, and milk, mostly used for cheese. Drinking traditions were fancy, with special cups for mixing and pouring and sipping. The symposium showed these traditions, mixing conversation, politics, and fun. What and how you drank showed your place in society. The culture of drinking was as important as the food itself. Ancient Greek food showed their land, values, and cleverness. The three main Mediterranean foods, grains, olives, grapes, were the base of their society and cooking. Food divided the rich and poor, but also brought them together in festivals and family meals. Shared meals built community, whether at home, at a symposium, or during religious feasts. Eating in moderation was key, but so was celebrating, a balance of self-control and joy. Their cooking legacy is one of simplicity, health, and connection. When we enjoy olive oil, grilled fish, or feta, we taste history. The ancient Greek diet fed both the body and the culture. Their wisdom lives on in every meal that values nature, balance, and being together. Food was and still is the heart of Greek civilization.